Hello Eternum and welcome to KOTT News, Eternum's #1 source for news, and this is the War Report. No change in the history of Eternum last night as the great houses of the island prepare for the upcoming changes to the rules of armed conflict. KOTT news crews helped Xander the baker find ingredients for a cake by simultaneously tracking down the egg smuggling cartel in the deserts of Brimstone Sands. Unfortunately, no eggs were found this time, discovering a juvenile worm which had to be put down before growing into a giant untamed beast for the safety of Eternum. KOTT News will bring you more on this story as it develops. KOTT News would like to remind its subscribers and those who are about to be that the Festival of the Campfire returns to Eternum in 1 week. Be sure to join us all on September 28th for the opening ceremonies by setting a campfire outside of your starter hamlet and enjoying the festival near you. Looking at the weather for today, and even though it's going to be a pleasant day of sunshine, citizens should be alert for an early afternoon of corruption in Ebonscale, followed by an additional chance of corruption later on in the evening across 30% of the island's northern rim as invasion forces descend from the mountain. 3 lineup submissions for Simulated Fantasy Combat Resolution tonight, brought to you by LARPCO. Remember, if it isn't LARPCO, it's cardboard. With special thanks to the Craft Services crew. If you'd like to support KOTT News, Patreon is currently the best way. First up, the Marauders of the Raiders crew assault the Covenant hero worshippers of the Outcasts for control of the Master Fishing Delta of Reekwater. The Raiders crew have had enough of not being paid for the services they provide, answering the nightly call to defend against the corruption invasion forces, and lay siege to the Fishing Delta as way of compensation for services rendered. The Outcasts may have made former arrangements for this land acquisition in lieu of financial compensation, acknowledging the diligent efforts of the Invasion Response Squad for all these years of service. Meanwhile, the Syndicate members of Amethyst Alchemists attack the Covenant hero worshippers of the Outcast for control of the island's secondary oil reserves of Cutlass Keys. The newcomers of Amethyst Alchemist take advantage of the multiple declaration strategy, striking at the Outcasts on one of 3 fronts. But have they forced their hand by targeting the oil fields? The Outcasts have been regrouping their forces in preparation for the new rules of armed conflict lately, but will their curiosity allow them to stay away from a fight to see what this new group brings to the table? Then, the Syndicate members of Primordius Uncensored assail the Covenant hero worshippers of the Outcasts for control of the always uncontrollable Restless Shore. Primordius forces renew their efforts and turn their attention to the eastern Restless Shore, standing at the bottom of the Mudhill, preparing to clash with the reigning Kings of the Hill. With 3 defenses to prepare for tonight, the Outcasts have their work cut out for them. But after their apparent no-show at the resort destination 2 nights ago, it's anyone's guess if there will be any work done at all. Be sure to tune in for complete coverage and reactions from the citizens tonight at 11. Until then, this has been War Correspondent JChalant, KOTT News.